First at 6, South Florida and all across the world in disarray after a major outage impacts IT systems globally.
Airlines, banks, healthcare clinics, and hospitals, many other businesses all disrupted. The cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike says a faulty software update is to blame for impacting customers that use Microsoft Windows. Good evening, I'm Todd McDermott.
And I'm Felicia Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us. Travel is taking the hardest hit right now. This massive IT outage grounding flights. According to FlightAware, 35,000 flights have been delayed worldwide and 3,900 have been canceled. From Palm Beach International to Atlanta, Los Angeles, and beyond, frustrated passengers waiting in long lines, just hoping to make it to their destination.
It's just ridiculous, actually. It's unbelievable.
I am so upset right now.
There's not anybody even behind the counter.
WPBF 25 News has live team coverage on how the outage is affecting just about everything. Terry Parker is live at the Florida Turnpike. Drivers feeling the impacts. Andrew Rozier is in St. Lucie County, where officials they've dealt with minimal disruptions.
We begin with our Steve King live at Palm Beach International as the travel troubles continue tonight. Steve?
Felicia, well, these long lines that you see behind me here have the Delta section have been the site here at Palm Beach International Airport for the last several hours. The website flightaware.com is reporting that as of now here at PBI, there have been 63 delays and 20 cancellations. That number has been going up throughout the day. Now, some people here at the airport say that they still hope to be able to fly out tonight. Others say they've given up entirely flying out of PBI and instead they're going to try to get a flight that leaves tomorrow. Some people also say they've gotten their flights and everything was on time, but because of the global computer outage, they don't have their bags that they check, so now they're trying to track down their luggage. Other people have actually come to the airport even though they knew their flight was canceled because they wanted to speak with one of the airport staff members in person because they say they're not able to get anybody on the phone or speak with anybody in the AI chat box because of all of the calls for service that have happened today. Now, here's what some passengers here at PBI told me a little earlier.
Stressed. Just this whole process of, rebooking, trying to make my flight, not really knowing what's going on.
I'm hopeful and frustrated at the same time. I'm hoping that I can get to Denver tonight. I'm not confident of that.
I think that this is crazy. We're just waiting around to see what happens. And if anything else, we'll just get a hotel and try again tomorrow.
Now, the majority of the issues for the flights right now is impacting Delta Airlines. Airlines like American and JetBlue here at PBI have not been having as many issues, but Delta still seems to have several issues. Some of the canceled flights have been put back up, and some of the people who are on those flights say they're coming back to the airport to try to be able to fly out of PBI tonight. Now, airport leaders are asking people to check the status of their flight before coming to the airport just to make sure you don't spend unnecessary time here if your flight's been delayed or canceled. Reporting live in West Palm Beach, Steve King, WPBF 25 News.
Across the state, the impact is wreaking havoc on plans across airports nationwide. Our team coverage continues with Taylor Hernandez, who's here tracking that for us. Taylor?
Well, Steve caught us up with Palm Beach International Airport, so let's look at other airports across the state because chances are a lot of the travelers who didn't have any luck at PBI will likely rebook at one of these airports. Right now at Miami International, the nation's 10th busiest airport, average delays are between 15 and 30 minutes. Not too bad. 48 flights were canceled there today. It's the same for travelers at Fort Lauderdale International with 66 cancellations. And finally in Orlando, there are not any notable delays right now, but 85 flights were canceled there today. Now, as for the nation's busiest airports, cancellations continuing to climb in Denver. At least 10 additional flights have been canceled there within the past hour, bringing that to 124 cancellations so far today. Cancellations also climbing in Dallas at DFW Airport. They now sit at 162. And finally, at the nation's busiest airport, delays still close to 3 hours long, and more than 400 flights there were canceled.
They wasn't really communicating with us or telling us anything except that the system was down. Everyone's like, what system?
It can be frustrating, right? No American, United, or Delta flights took off during the outage. But it wasn't just air travel that was affected. ABC News reports the DC Metro system was impacted. The New York Metro system was not, and that is the largest mass transit system in the United States. Todd?
Thanks, Taylor. We're here to help you navigate your day because of this outage. If your flight's been disrupted, just head to WPBF.com. Our website's working. You'll find a complete breakdown of what your next step should be to make sure you can still get to your destination or get your money back. Meanwhile, drivers on the turnpike also feeling the impact of this global IT outage.
Terry Parker joining us now live from the West Palm Beach Service Plaza on the turnpike. And Terry, the card readers are coming back online slowly.
That's a good way to describe it, Felicia. Slowly coming back online all day long. It's been cash only at the restaurants inside the service centers because the credit card and debit card readers went down due to this global outage. So all day long, people were having to pay for cash if they wanted food or drinks or anything else at the turnpike rest areas. That did throw some people. We checked out the ATM though, and it did work at this plaza, at least, so that was one way that they could get cash. And the cash registers themselves were not affected, so people could still buy the food and the drinks and other items as long as they had some cash. But for some people, it just wasn't very convenient.
That's very unfortunate because, I mean, we're 2024. We literally all use cards nowadays, so hopefully it gets better. Hopefully somebody resolves it.
And one good point is the gas pumps were still working with cards, so getting gas at the turnpike rest areas was not a problem today. Right now, you can get cash inside at the ATM if you're still on the road on the turnpike. You want to stop at one of these places. Most of the card readers are coming back, or you can just pay with your card at the kiosk when you make your order at the food areas. Pay at the kiosk, your card will work. Otherwise, everything is getting back to normal. Live on the turnpike rest area, I'm Terry Parker. Back to you.
Terry, thank you. On the Treasure Coast, impacts from this global cyber outage varied for county offices in St. Lucie County. And that's where we find our Angela Rozier live tonight with more information. Ange?
You know, Felicia, we talked to several officials here on the Treasure Coast. Some either say they were not impacted by that outage, others say they were able to work around it, and others, most of them, say they contacted their IT team and they were able to get everything back up and running. Now, we did visit and stop by the St. Lucie County Administration Office here in Fort Pierce today, and we were told for the most part county services are up and running, other than the online permitting system and the on-demand transit system, which means that people who want to submit building plans, they had to do it the old-fashioned way and bring that paperwork to the office. And if you needed to book a ride on the transit system, well, you had to give them a call.
We have not had to close anything. We've put some messages out on social media and our website. Our emails and phones are all still working. So, you know, fortunately or unfortunately, we went through a little network outage back in October. So we figured out some redundancies and workarounds as best we can to make sure we continue to serve the public.
Now, the city of Stuart also had some of their servers. They were down earlier, but they are back online. And they also say some of the services of the external websites were having issues, but it's business as usual. We also stopped by the Social Security office here in Fort Pierce, and there's a sign on the door that says closed. Reporting live in Fort Pierce, Angela Rozier, WPBF 25 News.